The Charlie Charlie Challenge, Bloody Mary, gooning, all ritualistic activities that have plagued the earth for years. We've all heard of them, but maybe there's some that have slipped our radar. Are some of the lesser known challenges actually legit? Can we summon a spirit of the afterlife and not even know it until now? Some of the research we have today suggests maybe. I'm not gonna try it, but if you guys want to, by all means, go right ahead. Ouija boards, not really my style. Why would I willingly want to invite a ghost into my body to do whatever it wants? On second thought? Bruh. That's right, folks. Today we are diving deep into the world of rituals and spooky challenges. I'm not talking your J Station, don't call Santa at 3 a.m. type of videos. I'm talking about the good old classics that maybe some of you never even heard of. I'll tell you what, there's quite a bit in here that I've never heard of. So let me know in the comments what you learned from this video. And of course, thank you for watching and joining us on this expedition, if you will. Let's get right into it. And yes, this is not just a folder. I do have notes in here. We come prepared on the Baby Mook channel. Obviously, we gotta start at the good old fashioned Bloody Mary, right? And I ain't talking about the cocktail. Wish I was. Yes, the apex of these horror challenges. You've all have heard of it, but for the 380-year-olds that is watching this video for some reason and don't know what it is, I'll explain it to you. Pretty much the Bloody Mary challenge is you go to the bathroom and then you flush the toilet because apparently last time you were in there, you forgot. Turn off all the lights and recite the name Bloody Mary 3 times. Then she will appear in the mirror behind you. I feel like we all psyched ourselves out as a kid doing this challenge. It's a canon event, if you will. For all the cool kids out there, canon event. You like that one? I mean, come on, it's a classic. Even Paranormal Activity got its paws on it, and I think that was pretty cool.
Bloody Mary, Bloody Mary, Bloody Mary.
Thanks to our research team over at AI Overview, whenever you look up Bloody Mary on Google, we got this. Appearance. Bloody Mary can appear in many ways, including as a witch, a phantom, or a spirit. Phantom tax. I couldn't think of a joke to kind of fit it in there, so hopefully that'll do. She may be beautiful, but bloody, hideously mutilated, or have a vague appearance. What about a beautifully mutilated Vogue appearance? Please continue watching. I'm sorry. Benevolence or malevolence. Depending on the version of the legend, Bloody Mary can be benevolent or malevolent. Backstories. There are many backstories for how Bloody Mary came to be, including a young girl named Mary who died from an illness in the 1800s, a witch who was burned at the stake in Salem, or a mortal woman who has transformed into a myth after being killed by villagers. So yeah, pretty fun stuff. There were even reports of a girl in England who was playing at a sleepover, claimed she saw a woman's bloody face, then abruptly fainted. Then whenever she woke up, she was seen with scratches on her cheek that were not there before. We all love this classic game, but what about some of the ones that we may have forgotten about or never heard of? That's what most of y'all clicked on this video for, so let's get into those. Shall we or shall we not? The Midnight Game. The goal of the Midnight Game is to summon the Midnight Man. Very original Midnight Man. How do you do the Midnight Challenge? Well, you write your name on a piece of paper and prick your finger so a drop of blood is released. Jesus, man. For kids, I feel like this is pretty intense, is it not? I mean, the craziest thing that I was doing at around this age is smoking Smarties. But if my friend looked at me and said, yo, let's slit our fingers open and summon the Midnight Man, I would immediately reply with,
hey, is it cool if I call my mom real quick?
Because damn. I came to play Black Ops 2 Zombies, and you want to become blood brothers. We have different interests. Next, you place the paper in front of a wooden door, light a candle, and knock 22 times, ensuring that the 22nd knock happens at midnight. Which is pretty crazy timing, honestly. 22? I mean, you got to plan ahead for that. You got to figure out your perfect BPM and all that shit. I mean, you know, it's above my pay grade, I'll tell you that. Then you open the door, blow out the candle, and then immediately relight it. Are you fucking serious, bro? This is straight up a zombies Easter egg. What's going on, you guys? Today we're going to be doing the brand new Nuketown Challenge. First, you're going to want to knife the fireplace 6 times in a row. And then you're going to hit down, left, right, up, down, B 5 more times after that. Then the Midnight Man will be summoned and he will come and suck you off. The goal of this challenge is to avoid being caught by the Midnight Man by keeping your candle lit and moving through your home until 3:33 a.m. So, I don't know who's good at math in here. If the 20-second knock is at midnight, then you have to run around your house until 3:33 a.m., unless a diddler gets you. That's 3 hours and 33 minutes of fear. The midnight game. Fun that lasts. I think that this game sounds fun to play at a sleepover, you know? I'm not gonna hate on it. But in all honesty, you gotta be locked in for it. Imagine that friend that falls asleep at 2:30. All the boys are just gonna think he's a goner for sure. If you're not up with the gang for the long haul, then you're better off just writing your obituary now, son. Pretty fun game. Sounds alright. Will I do it? Absolutely not. I can barely stay up till 3 doing normal human things, so giving me the task to run around with a candle in my hand till 3 a.m., I'll pass. The next frightening game that we have is none other than the elevator game. The elevator game gained its infamy after the unfortunate and tragic death of
Elisa Lam.
While there is no direct evidence she was playing, I'm almost 100% sure she wasn't, but we'll continue. The unsettling footage of her acting erratically in the hotel elevator sparked speculation. Many believe she might have been trying to complete the ritual and became trapped in another world. All right, I'm done reading that, bro. The elevator game's main purpose is for you and your pals to go into an elevator and it eventually will take you to a different dimension. Sure. You play this by simply going into a building that has at least 10 floors, then you follow the specific sequence of floors. First starting with 4, 2, 6, 2, 10, then finally 5. On the 5th floor, there will be supposedly a mysterious woman, and she will enter the elevator. Do not speak to this woman, or even look at her. I feel like there's definitely some kids that played this game, and a woman just so happened to walk in there, and then the kids were just shitting their pants. The lady walks in, she's like,
Hey, you two look a little young to be all by yourself. Is everything alright?
and then they're just standing there giving the 100-yard stare. One of the kids has a tear rolling down his cheek. After this, you press the first floor, and if the elevator ascends to the 10th floor instead, then you have entered another dimension. And that's it for that game. Apparently, there's no going back. If you successfully make it to the other dimension, you're just f***ed. This is my type of challenge. I think that this would be a hilarious prank to play on a friend and just have a woman walk into the elevator, you know, whenever she's supposed to. I think that's pretty cool. But what if the real woman's there also? Who knows, man? Who knows? The Three Kings Ritual. The Three Kings Ritual's purpose is to try and connect with another plane of existence or gain hidden knowledge. Ooh, that's fun. In order to successfully complete the ritual, you must set up 2 mirrors facing each other with a chair, the throne, in between. So, okay. Place a lit candle. What's with the candles, bruh? There's always candles. It has to be because it's just creepy, I guess, right? I mean, that's gotta be it, but Jesus. Place a lit candle on the floor and sit on the chair at 3:30 a.m. Bring a trusted friend to act as a failsafe in case something goes wrong. Listen, if I'm the one in the chair, right?
I'm just gonna start moaning as loud as I can.
As loud as I possibly can. I'm talking eyes rolled to the back of my head and just see what my friend does. This will truly show if that's my homie or not. What would you do, chat? Sound off in the comments. Apparently with this challenge, people reported that they saw visions and began to hear voices. This one's kind of lazy if I'm being honest. I mean, if I'm gonna put myself out there, you know, into the astral realm and be vulnerable, and if I'm just gonna be a vulnerable vessel, I don't wanna just sit in a chair or sit in a throne. That's lame. I don't know, it feels lazy. Also, if I do this, a mirror is for sure gonna break, and that's bad luck. The one-man hide and seek, also known as Hitori Kanurenbo. For this challenge, you must stuff a doll with rice and a piece of your fingernail or hair. Gross. Then you will sew it shut with a red thread. Has to be red. That's a big deal breaker for the ghost. If it's blue or any other color, not showing up. Place the doll in a tub of water at 3 a.m. I'm like 95% sure I saw J Station or FaZe Rug do this challenge. And who knows? It probably was both. Say, I'm it, and stab it with a knife. Seems a little much. Hide and turn off all the lights, and then the doll will be seeking you. In order to end the game, you must spit salt water on the doll and burn it to stop the ritual. Freaky ass ritual, what the hell? I originally was thinking that this was kind of a dumb one, but then I thought about it again, and as a kid, come on, that'd be kind of fun. And the moments whenever you're hiding around, I don't know, I think the suspense would be fun as a kid. If you say that wouldn't be terrifying as a kid, you're lying, all right? I don't know who you're trying to impress, but you're lying. Everything you hear you're gonna be scared. At least, I don't know, man. Even back then, I probably wouldn't have believed it. But like, it's one of those things, like whenever you're in a abandoned building or something, you know that there's not actually somebody in there, like a ghost. Because as a kid, we weren't thinking about like squatters or homeless people. We didn't actually think that there was a ghost in there. But you know, it's fun. It's fun to, you know, psych yourself out. Jesus. Fun challenge in my book. It passes. Along with this game was a story from, I know, another Redditor. Ugh. They saw the reflection in one of the mirrors smiling at them, even though they were not smiling. Afterward, they felt disoriented and uneasy for days, describing the sensation of being followed or watched. Yee. I think that's pretty cool. Yeah, come on. The idea of that is creepy. Is it real? I'm not to say, but everyone is innocent until proven guilty, so. Even more cases have stated that people frequently report hearing voices, shocker, or laughter during the ritual. Others claim they saw the reflection doing things they weren't doing. A quote from a man named Jack says he saw the reflection doing some sort of a Fortnite dance and then transitioned into the Ice Spice emo. Wow, that's crazy, Jack. Please reach out to the channel. Let us know more about that. That's crazy. Others state that they see the reflection crying or waving. Some have said that they smell burning or rotting odors during the session. Well, I have to say that might be because you likely tried another challenge before this, and you probably burnt something, if I'm being honest. Folks at home, please be careful with candles. They can be very, very dangerous. They have flames on top of them. Dangerous stuff. Also, the odor stench could be your buddies that you decide to surround yourself with. Try to keep up with them and see how much they really shower. I'm sure the results may be surprising. The closet game. Shit, I know a lot of y'all still playing this one. No? Alright, my fault. No, you're right. The purpose of this one is to summon a demon. Any demon? Just any one of them? Alright. That's all it says, just summon a demon. Alright. How to play. Stand in a dark closet with a match. Already, this is a red flag. I mean, shit. You know kids are gonna do this and they're gonna like burn their friends' clothes or something. I mean, come on. You then say, show me the light or leave me in the dark. If you hear whispering, light the match immediately and leave the closet. Seems kind of odd, don't you think? I thought the match would already be lit, and if they're showing you the darkness, then they're gonna blow out the flame. And if they're showing you the lightness, then the flame would get bigger, but I guess that's just what I thought. Oh shit, we get a warning on this one. Warning, never look behind you. That's it. I guess you just keep the match lit forever. There's no instructions on what to do with the lit match. Okay. So pretty much this whole game is just to sit back and see if you hear a whisper. Lame, get it out of here. Come on, man. Come on. Okay, this one seems cool. As you can probably guess, a lot of these other ones kind of get repetitive after a while, so yeah, I've skipped a couple. I don't want to drag this video out too long. But next up is the picture game. The purpose of this is to capture the presence of a ghost on camera. In order to do this, you sit in a circle with your friends or enemies, who cares? Light a candle and place the camera in the middle. Pass the camera around, taking pictures of the dark while chanting, show us your presence. After this, you'll all review the photos and try not to soil your pants. There will likely be shadowy apparitions or figures seen in the picture. I like this one. This is a challenge right here. Pictures are definitely probably the most likely form. What am I trying to say here? Pictures are the most likely route to go about to see a ghost. I went around that one, but I think you understand what I'm saying. Like if you're taking a photo or you're taking a video, there's likely gonna be something that looks odd in the background, and you're gonna psych yourself out and say that that's a ghost, especially if you're a kid. I mean, as a kid, I used to take pictures of all kinds of stuff. People at the playground. No, but I would take pictures of stuff, and I would try to convince myself that something spooky's in it. I mean, I feel like everyone's done that, right? It sounds weird to say out loud, but I feel like that's pretty common. I can see my past self doing this, or at least being convinced to partake in this, so it passes for me in my book. Of course, with most of these games being played throughout the years, there then comes along stories and tales with those from other players that have experienced the supernatural presence. Like this Reddit user who shared their experience playing the midnight game with friends. They said that everything seemed fine at first, but the candle just kept on blowing out despite there being no wind or drafts. They described hearing faint whispers and seeing shadowy figures darting at the edge of their vision. The next morning, one of them found scratch marks on their back, though those were stretch marks. Though they swore no one had touched them.
Carl, did you scratch me?
No, man, I was in my sleeping bag all night, I promise.
Well, last time we were all trying to watch the Halloween movie, you said the same exact thing. And guess what? Jared saw you in the middle of the night trying to nip at my legs.
I'm sorry. Also, if we're being honest, it's probably lines from the couch or the bed that you were sleeping on. You know, those lines whenever you wake up. Or, man, we had a couch back in the day, and in the pillows, some of the feathers would stick out of them, and they were sharp as shit. And sometimes if you like stretch weird or you just move weird, you'll actually cut yourself on them. I mean, it'll just be poking out just a little bit. You won't even see it, and then you just move weird, and then, I mean, it's drawing blood. I don't even know how that's possible, but yeah, it got rough on that couch, man. Also with the Midnight Game, some players report objects being moved or falling over without explanation. A few claim to feel cold spots or sudden nausea, and others report feeling like they were being physically pushed or held down if their candle extinguished. The Midnight Man don't play. He coming for that ass. Like in the Midnight Game, someone was playing the Closet Game, and a user on a paranormal forum shared that they heard whispering and felt a hand brush up against their ass. Just kidding. It doesn't say that. It grabbed me by the waist and said in my ear, "Time for uppies," then threw me up in the air. I'm just kidding. They didn't say that either. When they lit the match, they saw a shadowy figure move across the room, and after leaving, they refused to go close to the closet for weeks. So we're left to assume that they wore the same outfit for weeks. Hey, this could be a friend of the guy playing the Throne game earlier. Would you look at that? Small world, man. A lot of these results are pretty common, so I won't go into every single Reddit user that had said that they had similar experiences, but some of the most common symptoms that people have after playing these ritualistic games go like such. One being unrelenting presence. Many claim after completing the challenge, the Midnight Game, they continue to feel like they were being watched and that the ghost never truly left. This causes players to feel extreme amounts of paranoia and dread. Another symptom is hallucinations and fear triggers. Failing to relight the candle or stay in a salt circle, something in another game I didn't mention, can result in a vivid hallucination of a participant's worst fear. One user recounted experiencing a terrifying mental simulation of being attacked in a complete darkness aligned with their deepest phobias. I also believe that could be the effects of someone about to fall asleep, or maybe just fear in general. It can do a lot of crazy things. May I suggest doing copious amounts of hard drugs to combat that? I'm just kidding. Don't do that. Without me. Most games have unexplainable events happen after them, but the Midnight Game seems to be the one that has the most. People have pointed their fingers to this game when it comes to odd occurrences because of its historical past of possibly being rooted in ancient pagan rituals, meant to be as a punishment for individuals breaking religious codes. The belief in the Midnight Man being able to uncover a person's deepest fears adds to the game's unsettling mystique. Is it the most cursed game? No. I'm sure the ones where you cut off goats' heads and, you know, like do actual human sacrifices, I'm sure that those are probably a little bit more cursed than this. But there's quite a bit of people that have been spooked by the Midnight Man and other figures like, you know, Bloody Mary and people like that. So now you may be thinking, well, you say that, but you never read directly from a source, from a real person, probably read it. And to that I say, that's true. And you are a very attentive person. What would you do if I were to offer you a job? And the reason for that is because maybe if this video does well, then maybe I can dive deep into those stories and see what really is happening after these games. I saw a few in r/nosleep and other forums that talk about, you know, spooky occurrences, and I think that could be a fun read. So let me know if that tickles your fancy. I feel like we learned a lot today. This was good. And remember guys, if you're gonna be doing any pagan rituals this weekend or next weekend, I don't really know when this is coming out, be safe, be careful, and try to keep it clean. Try to be respectful. Thank you and have a good rest of your day, night, or evening.